Okay, the bad boy is the topic for the day. Um, I get caught up in this conversation all the time. I was viewed as a bad boy, absolutely. In fact, I was probably a horrible boy. But my mom will disagree with you on that. She thinks I was a wonderful boy, and I was in a lot of ways. So, the bad boy thing, why it worked so well for me is because I always had, even though there was that bad image, there was a very good image as well. Um, Actively engaged in doing good things all the time. Always the first person there to assist and help somebody if they needed it. Um, but I was very assertive, oftentimes aggressive with people. I was loud, I was outspoken, I'm funny, and that works, and it comes across as a bad boy. And so what I learned, and why I just gave you a little bit of a history in myself, is because it's not necessarily that we're bad. It's that we are assertive, leaning toward aggressive. There's a lot of very aggressive men out there that get a ton of women. If you're very passive, you're not putting yourself out there, and so that makes sense. So it's not so much that it's good versus bad, it's assertive versus passive. Even very passive aggressive men get tons of women because they're very funny, they're sarcastic, they posture, and they they create self doubt and some weaknesses in women that they can exploit. And so oftentimes women, they really deep down don't want a bad boy, they want a good boy who is a little naughty. Okay, so what I'm getting at is those guys that are bad boys, they figured that they need to be a little bit more of a good guy to keep women. And so that's the secret right there, is that if you're the good guy, still be the good guy, but get a little bit more assertive. Put yourself out there. Get a little louder. Um, don't let others push you around. Maybe you are the one that needs to compete for a woman out there. Where me, I'm not competitive. If I tell girls all the time, go with the other guy. And it's funny how that pulls her back and makes her want to continue dating you. We'll get into some of those things later on, takeaways and tie downs. They're sales techniques, really. But the bad boy image, if it really was about being bad, you wouldn't want those women anyway, because they are wanting to be with a man who could jeopardize their relationship with their children, their jobs, their family. And oftentimes that does happen. And it just tells us that these women have other issues, and they're not necessarily women that are ready for you at that time anyway. And so, you know, I do recommend, and in my coaching, when I deal with a guy who really has an issue because he's the good guy and he points that out, I'm the good guy and the good guys never win. And I tell him, well, then, you know what? Smack your lady's bottom once in a while. Or if you're being overlooked at a dinner reservation, go up and tell the host, we're seated next. Like, get a little emotional, get passionate with life. It's that easy. And then you're gonna change your image there. So it's not necessarily about being the bad boy. Any coaching that I give you about bad boy stuff isn't really going to be creating someone who's bad. That would be counterproductive and detrimental to the whole coaching curriculum that we have. We are not teaching people to be felons and criminals. I'm never going to tell you to go out and tattoo your face and look like some kind of gangster clown. So when it comes to being a bad boy, just get more assertive. And when the heart and the blood is flowing, maybe get a little bit aggressive within means. But simply telling a girl that you're a bad boy can work. I've told women before that I'm a bad boy, and I've had such a good boy image with them because of my environment. They don't believe me. And and then later, if they hear about me, they find otherwise. But anyways, I hope that helps. It's not about being bad or good. It's just about being more you, being more passionate, being more inspirational, being more creative, being more abundant. Just be more of who you already are, and you're going to be just fine.